Hey, what's up everyone? This is Ibanez 5. This is going to be a really quick video. Most of you are probably not even going to give a shit about this video, which is fine. This is going to be a video response to the Average Skeptic. And he was asking a guitar question. So like I said, if you guys don't care about this video, that's fine. If you don't have to like sit here and rate it and comment and all this shit, you don't have to. But to me, it's easier to explain a lot of this shit in video form. Rather than type out, a bunch of comments or long-ass PM. So like I said, if I get one view on this and it's just the Average Skeptic, I'm fine with that. You guys don't have to worry. My feelings won't be hurt. Now, Average Skeptic, I don't know your real name, so I'm not going to say it. I'm not even going to guess. First things first, you talked about going to a pawn shop. And you said that, the prices are basically the same as they are at regular guitar places, which is fucking true. The fact of the matter is, pawn shops will try to rip you off. Either they know that the guitars aren't worth as much as they're charging, and they're just basically looking to rip someone off who doesn't know otherwise, or they think they have some fucking treasure. Is beyond me. I don't know. But don't go there. There are a few used music stores, but again, they're going to fucking rip you off. By the way, if there's a light flickering, it's because I turned on another light to make this brighter, because I'm going to be showing a few things. Now, towards the end of the video, you asked what the difference is between like higher price guitars and like the budget guitars. Now there are a few differences. A lot of times your cheaper guitars, they're gonna be made pretty well for the most part, but they cheap out on things like electronics. Like you could really see the shortcomings of electronics, like really tiny pots, really shitty fucking quality pickups. The frets are probably not going to be that well sanded. I mean, well, not sanded, I should say leveled. But for the most part, the bodies and the necks are fine. So that kind of leads me into a couple things. If you have a guitar and you like it, you like the way it feels, but you said, like kind of hurts your wrist, which I'm going to get on that later. If you find a guitar that you like, but you don't like the way it sounds, you have so many options, and I'm saying, like, not really expensive options either. There are tons of fucking options that you can go with. But I'm going to show a couple things in this video, so I'm going to be doing some edits, but I'm going to show a few things. Now, my guitars are a little dusty because I really haven't had the time to play a lot, but this is a Epiphone Special Les Paul style guitar. Now, the thing is, I've really loved Les Pauls. I love the body shape of them, but I don't like the contour to the body that they usually put. So I like this one. It's a flat body. I put a lot of modifications in this. The neck is really thick, but I like the way it plays. This was probably about, I think you can get one of these alone, without the modifications, of course. This same thing with actually a few different colors for probably about 180. Now, I mean, I did a lot of things to this. Like I dyed the fingerboard black. I put like sticker inlays. These are actually meant to be, inlays of iron crosses. I was big in iron crosses. I put covers on the humbuckers because it kind of gives a fatter sound. Makes it sound thicker, not like very pronounced highs. Did a custom pick guard. I have iron cross knobs on here. Also have some strap locks that are iron cross, a neck plate that's iron cross, and then I have iron cross studs on the strap. So altogether, this guitar probably cost me about. I didn't buy the guitar, so I better take that into account too. Probably close to like 400. If you're looking for something custom like this, if you want to change a bunch of the parts out, this isn't an expensive mod, honestly. I mean, this is fairly cheap. Now, my next one is, I kind of lie to people and say it's a Fender because there's a Fender decal. This actually isn't. This is a Silvertone body with a, I was really embarrassed having a Silvertone, so I took the neck from a Squire and I just put a Fender decal on. Most people think it's a Fender. Now, the guitar itself was probably just a couple $100. The neck I basically got for free. But here's where this thing shines. I got I painted this. All this shit on here, this is painted, and these are custom knobs, and the pickup selector knob is actually something I had to order. But this whole pickup assembly right here, and this includes all three pickups, all the electronics, all I had to do was solder this to the ground and then to the input jack. And this assembly probably cost me about $40. Now, if you have a Squire and you like it, You may have to do some routing, which sucks, but if you have like a Dremel tool, you can do that. But this pickup assembly right here sounds fucking great. It really does. And like I said, it's $40. I got lucky because this Silvertone body actually had what they call a universal route in it, or a swimming pool route, where it's not routed for individual pickups. It's just one big fucking hole, which kind of looks bad when you have the pick guard off, but that gives you any number of possibilities. And you can actually buy a bunch of these. I got it from a website, and I'll link it in the description if you're interested, called Stewart McDonald. They specialize in guitar parts and, guitar tools, things like this. And they have, like, more higher-end versions, I think what they call the Golden Age ones, which they actually try to make the pickups seem like, their Golden Age vintage counterparts. So, but like I said, this one right here was basically the economy model of pickguard assembly, and I mean, I had to drill a couple of holes just to make this fit, and one of them didn't come out that well, but that's $40. Now, for the last part, this is my Ibanez RG. Now, I got lucky because I got this for about $150, and that included a hard shell case. I wasn't really looking to buy this. I actually bought this from my brother-in-law, and he was just looking to unload it. It has, 2 humbuckers, a single coil, and a Floyd Rose. Not an official Floyd Rose, but, Floyd Rose nonetheless. But once I played this fucking thing, I fell in love with it. I mean, you can see how thin the neck is. I mean, this neck is really, really, really thin. I believe they call this a wizard neck, and it has, like the locking nut and all that good stuff. And I also had to go 80 style and put a fucking ton of spikes onto the strap there. But, this guitar is probably one of the most comfortable I've ever played. And I have mine in drop B. I basically took a 7-string set and just took off the high E. And, I mean, of course you have to adjust the neck if you're going to do something like that, but my recommendation, if you're looking for something with a thin neck, is to go with the Ibanez RG. These are basically made for, like, shredding. I mean, a lot of your better players, I guess I can say in a way, people like Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, they use an Ibanez. I believe Steve Vai does use something very similar to this. I believe it's called a Prestige. And, I mean, the neck's so thin that, I mean, it puts no strain on your hands or wrists or anything. So, I'm actually going to link you to a musician's friend link to a guitar that's like this, has a similar neck, not as good electronics or anything like that, but I believe it's only like $200. But like I said, if you're looking for, something like this, an RG neck, this very thin neck, I would go with that. And if you're not happy with the electronics eventually, you can easily replace them. StewMac sells some really good ones. Or if you find something that you prefer, I mean, because pickups do kind of get pricey. I mean, they could be, a couple $100. Sometimes you get lucky and get them for less, but those are my recommendations. I could probably geek out on this shit all day, and I'm not even that fucking intelligent when it comes to a lot of the guitar shit, but if that's what you're looking for, I would go with that, because if you put $200 into it, you could probably turn around and sell it to someone who's looking for a guitar for probably $150 to $200. Don't let them in, because, I mean, they change RG models so much that they probably won't be able to find that exact model to see what the original price was. But I hope that helps you. But yeah, when it comes to buying guitars, there's a lot of variables. There's a lot of information out there. But in all honesty, it doesn't really matter how much you spend on the guitar itself. Find one that you like playing, one that feels comfortable to you, and then after that you can start making adjustments to things like the pickups. And one last thing, I meant to mention this earlier, you had also mentioned fret height. Fret height really doesn't matter. Like, there is no, like, this is only going to be on cheap guitars. Most guitars are going to have, like, medium frets. Some of them are going to have really low frets, and those are usually used for, I think Ibanez uses pretty low frets. But a lot of times those are going to be used for, like, partial refretting jobs. But you're only going to have high frets on things like mandolins, like pre-World War II mandolins, and I think banjos as well. So basically they're going to be either medium or jumbo. And the jumbo ones are going to be the wider ones. And there are so many fret wire sizes that not one is going to be exclusively to cheap guitars, and not one's going to be exclusively to, like, the fucking $2,000 guitars. So I hope all this information helped you out. You don't have to respond or anything like that. This was a video to try to give you some tips, give you some pointers. But anyway, Average Skeptic and everyone else, this is a bad vibe, and I'll see you next video.